specific questions for each of you. I'm going to start with you, Gary.
Okay.
You've been wearing this vest for a long time. We were talking out there. You've been traveling the world wearing this vest. You also wear the workout vest. And we just had about 50 people exercising in this vest. And I would love for you to explain to everybody here the biology, like what's happening inside of our body when we wear a compressed weighted vest and we exercise. Can you walk us through like metabolically, what's going on hormonally, what's happening?
Sure. I mean, I think all of us are looking for the same thing, more out of less, right? I mean, how do we compress time? Because one of the things about the biohacking community is you get paralysis of analysis in the supplement industry. You get paralysis of analysis in the modality industry. I mean, should I be using ashwagandha, St. John's wort, CoQ10, resveratrol, methylated multivitamin? I mean, you can just get paralysis of analysis. So I'm always looking for ways to do more with less. And I've been rucking for a long time. My experience wasn't that good with rucking because I used to get a lot of low back pain from that. And so when I discovered ion vests and the compression of weight, I started to go deep down the rabbit hole of the science behind weight and compressed weight. The long and short of it is this, and there's an excellent study. It was actually published in 1993 by UCLA. University of California. It was their School of Medicine. And they looked at how adding just weight to simple things like walking and regular exercise, doing nothing other to your exercise routine than simply adding weight, how it would favor muscle hypertrophy and muscle hyperplasia, which is the way that our muscles repair and strengthen from that hormetic stress of exercise. And also things like bone mineral density. How do we actually fight sarcopenia, which is age-related muscle wasting, without doing anything additional in our routines? And so static weight is very different than compressed weight. Static weight actually favors joint load, which is exactly what we don't want. Static weight favors muscle load. When you favor muscle load, you preserve muscle. So most people, when they say, I want to lose weight, what they really mean is I want to lose fat, right? And this is the big issue with the GLP-1s, right? I mean, early on, people just would take high doses of GLP-1s, and there was a lot of not just lean, not fat loss, but there was also muscle loss and lean tissue mass. There was even bone mineral density loss because our bones are actually minerals. They're phosphorus and calcium that combine to form something called hydroxyapatite. So these little hormetic stresses that we can apply to our life, which includes wearing weight, are, in my opinion, one of the greatest discoveries of our millennia because it allows us to do more with less, right? It's the same that short periods of cold water exposure, short periods of heat exposure. These hormetic stresses are very good for our body. I have a saying that aging is the aggressive pursuit of comfort. And as a society, we have aggressively pursued comfort. And the more aggressively we pursue comfort, the faster we age. We got to stop telling grandma not to go outside, it's too hot, not to go outside, it's too cold, just to lay down, to relax, to eat at the very first pang of hunger, because that just destroys our natural defense mechanisms. If you don't load a bone, it doesn't strengthen. If you don't tear a muscle, it doesn't grow. If you don't challenge the immune system, it weakens. Coming out of the pandemic, we actually saw the consequences of a globally weakened immune system. And, one of the worst things to ever happen to us, residential quarantining, masking, social distancing, because we weaken the immune system. So how do I apply a hormetic stress without adding anything additional to my day? I will tell you my own personal experience. I have two vests. If you follow me on Instagram or if you've seen any of my stage talks or podcasts or lectures or interviews, I am never not without this vest. It's not because I'm trying to be an advertisement for Ion. In some senses I am. I'm such a big believer. I'm a big disciple. But it's because I care about getting more out of less. So when I'm on stage talks in airports, this is the 14th city I've been in 18 days. And I was on opposite sides of the world. If you've been following my trajectory for the last 14 days, I've been posting my sleep scores every day. But I was in Sydney, I was in Melbourne, I was in London, I was in Singapore, I was in Dubai, I was in Los Angeles. Tomorrow I'll be in Utah, the next day Colorado, and the following day Miami. But this goes with me everywhere. It's a static, constant hormetic stress to my body. What I have noticed is a change in my body composition. Significant reduction in my body fat, both visceral and adipose fat, and a significant preservation of lean muscle. And that's what we're after for men and women. We got to dispel the myth that women are going to get bulky. They reshape. And these kinds of hormetic stresses make our body very adaptive. When I started to go down the road of compression and weight, and the distribution of weight being paramount to how your body responds, right? Your body responds differently to non-hormetic stressors than it does to hormetic stress. Hormetic stress is something that allows us to strengthen in the face of that stressor. Other types of stressors actually break the body down, and static loading the body will actually put compression on the joints. Compressed loading will transfer to the muscles. So I think it's one of the greatest discoveries of our millennia. You will never not see me without this vest. We try to be very authentic with our platform. You can't buy your way onto my Ultimate Human platform. It has to be something that I use every day in my daily life, and Ion Vest is something I use every day in my daily life.
Thank you, Gary. Give it up for Gary Brecka.
Wow.
All right, Jim.